Welcome back. Well, you only have to glance at social media these days to find plenty of posts from proud parents featuring photographs of their children. But it's a practice which has led to some countries, such as France and Germany, introducing privacy laws to hold parents legally accountable for posting pictures of their children online, raising the possibility that mum and dad could even be sued by their kids later in life. Now, there was one very public example of this just yesterday. Kim Kardashian's photo of her new baby going viral right around the world. To discuss this further, I'm joined now by Dr. Joanne Orlando from Western Sydney University and our very own Ben Fordham, proud parent of Freddie and Pearl. Good morning to you both.
Thank you very much. Hey, Doc.
So, firstly to you, Joanne, posting pictures of your children is very common these days. So many people do it. Are there any risks involved?
Yeah, there are. So our digital lives are becoming so much more complicated now. So I think as parents we need to consider, well, hey, that's a cute pic or that's a funny pic of my child, I'll pop that up on Instagram, to taking more that long view, so that embarrassment or come back to bite me factor that might be associated with that photo. So, for example, you might be taking lots of photos, but some of those include photos of your child having tantrums or dummy spits. So in 10 or 15 years' time, how might those photos affect your child, for example, getting a job or other aspects of their life? We don't know where those photos end up, but they're out there and we know they can't be taken down.
And something like an image of throwing a tantrum or having a dummy spit or something of that nature, do you think that would be an example of where there would be grounds for a child to turn around to their parents and say, I'm going to take legal action?
Well, possibly. I think it's always good to imagine if your parent were making your digital profile for you from the time that you were born and they were posting all these kinds of photos up, you might think that, hey, when you're 20, that, hey, that's not really who I am. But my mum or dad has put this up for me, so that's who I am online. So you can see how a child could get pretty angry or pretty, worried about that, hey, this is up there and I can't do anything about it.
Mm. Ben, you're one of the proudest dads I know, and you have particularly cute kids. When you hear these sort of potential risks that might come with posting what are innocent, gorgeous photos of the kids, how does it make you feel?
Look, it's interesting, Georgie, because I'd heard about all of this well before having children, but there's something that took over when I had my kids, which is just that immense level of pride and love that goes with it. So in the end, I wanted to be able to share the photos of my kids with the world because I love them so much and I love the times that we have together. I don't post any photos of anything that would be embarrassing or that would be too revealing. For example, I've got some beautiful shots of them in the bath and things like that. Well, I'd never post anything like that.
So you filter what you post?
Oh, of course. I mean, I don't. I post, I think, like most people on social media, I post the happy things of Freddie and Pearl, and it's kind of become our family photo album because, once upon a time you had the photo album with all the photos in it. These days we're digital. However, I've had computers that have conked it on me, and all of a sudden I've then gone, hang on, where's my photos? Yeah. Oh, were they backed up? No. Well, now on Instagram, that's where we go back to have a look at our kind of family memories. When it comes to photos and videos, I'll actually show them to Freddie, who's 3, and if he thinks something's funny, then I post it. So, and look, at the end of the day, if the worst thing I've done as a parent is being overly proud of my kids, then sue me. Go for your life. I mean, the idea of kids suing their parents, I mean, quite frankly, if my children were suing me one day, then I think that's...
Things have perhaps already gone horribly wrong.
I think things have probably already gone horribly wrong.
All right. What about this then? There is a real trend now of what they call mummy bloggers, where they're posting images of their children and they're making money out of it. How does that sit with you, Ben? Oh,
look, I'm not going to judge anyone else in terms of those things. I mean, for example, if I'm to use my own example, when we had Freddie... my wife and I, Jodie, were offered the opportunity to do a magazine story because I was working on the Today Show at the time full-time and I was offered the opportunity of receiving some money to do a photograph with my wife and the new baby, and we said no to that because I'd always taken the view that, look, I personally would prefer... I'd never want my child to ever come back and say, what, you earned money off me? Mm. So that's something I haven't done, but I wouldn't judge anyone else. I don't think... I've just learnt that it's a slippery slope once you go walking down that path of judging other parents. I remember Kate Ritchie, the actress and radio host, she came out just in the last few months or so and said, you know what, I've changed my policy on this. I used to never post. Now I take the view, kids are growing up online. I mean, the whole idea about, look, you need to protect your children from what's going on online, I think that misunderstands the reality of their life. They're growing up online, their lives are online, they're going to be online from day dot virtually. So I can understand that on the odd occasion it might cause problems for people, but I think by and large, I don't think it does.
All right. Joanne, when it comes to reminding our children, this generation who are growing up with a digital footprint right from the beginning, what would be your advice, just thinking long-term, thinking about consequences?
Yeah, so children get their first social media account around 13, or that's when it's legally allowed.
Plenty of them are posting long before that.
Oh, absolutely. So 10 is around the average age that a child will get an Instagram account, for example. So you don't want them to be out there with their own account without having any sort of input or education from you. So that education needs to start early on. So, you know, you've got an active social media account. Just like you're saying, you know, have your child with you every now and then, look at the photos that you're going to post up. They decide together, that's a good photo to put up. Show them the different likes and comments that you're getting. And do this every now and then. So not every day, but every now and then, and get them familiar with the social media environment and how to use it well.
But without judging their self-worth on how many likes and comments they're getting. To me, that's where it's tricky.
Important.
This is obviously a little bit older, I'm guessing, because, say, Freddie, who's 3, Pearl's 1, so obviously she'd have no idea. But Freddie's got no understanding of Instagram or what it's on or likes or comments. I mean, I would never dream of reading him the comments of what other people are saying about a photo, because for the exact reason that you've just highlighted, that I wouldn't want him to think that this is somehow he needs to be validated by the comments of people online. I'm guessing that might be a conversation for when he's a little older.
No, absolutely. So he's aware maybe that you put these photos up online and he might see them on your screen every now and then. So for that age, that's really appropriate. But as kids get older, it's about them understanding the like situation and the comment situation. That, hey, just because 10 people liked your photo doesn't mean that it's not good or that you're not worthy, but helping them just to critically understand what it can mean and how it can affect you. If you don't get any likes, that's okay.
Joanne and Ben, really interesting
Good on you,
topic.
Georgie.
Thank you both very much.